Hello. How's everybody doing? Hi, I took my own self by surprise because I wasn't expecting to be recording. I had the phone, you know how the phone be facing the back and then you want it facing forward. Y'all have to excuse me because I ain't been too long got up. When it took my trash out and it is hot. I had to take puffs of my inhaler because the air is so thick. And I think we're expecting some thunderstorms this afternoon, and that's why I had went ahead and took the trash out. And plus, my trash was smelling, as usual. Smelly trash, because of the incontinence. Well, just between me and you. But anyway, and then I had planned. Let me show you what I had planned to do, y'all. But after I went outside and then I went to the backyard because I had some stuff out there. I mean, I had, one thing out there I wanted to get rid of, and that was that red pail. And there's two other ones, but not today. I ain't getting rid of that today. I had planned to go up here in this cabinet, this side right here. There is nothing up here that I really, I want to keep this because this is what my grandson gave me when he had went to the Mystic Aquarium. And I think that he was only about 2 or 3 years old. He is now 14, will be 15. Now that's how long I've had that cup. From the Mystic Aquarium right here in Connecticut. He had went there. And I've had this cup ever since. So I won't be getting rid of that. But there's a lot of odd, I don't know if you could see it, a lot of odd and ends jars and glasses up there. Nothing is matching. On this side, with my measuring cups, I want my measuring cup. I got two. I got the hard plastic one right here, and I got the glass one here. That's the cup I got from KFC the other day. I said, well, let me save this cup. I don't know why, but there it is, y'all. You saw it first for yourself. I don't know why I saved that KFC cup. Oh, another thing I wanted to show you. These things here go to my old microwaves that I used to have. I don't know why I saved them. I guess I saved them just in case. The one over here, don't pay my microwave no mind. I don't even know if they'll fit in there. They look smaller, right? Let's see. Yep, they are smaller. This microwave is a little bigger. And then on top of that, I've got the microwave plates from my old microwaves as well. 2 microwave plates up here. I'm pointing like you can see. That's one microwave plate. And that's the other one right there. I don't know if you can see it because it's so dark up here. And I think that's another microwave. 3 microwave plates, I think, y'all. And all these. See, if I get rid of some of these, if I get rid of some of that stuff in the cabinet, I don't have room to put my groceries. So I can get those groceries out of my bedroom. And the rack that I'm using to put the grocery on, I figured I could put shoes on it instead. That's what I was figuring. That was just a brainstorm that I had, y'all. Of course, I'm not doing it because I'm still having a breathing problem, even though I'm inside now. I don't have my air on, but I do have the fan on over here. And so I'm trying to get my breath before I do anything. But I did eat lunch. I had tuna and crackers, and I had a piece of watermelon. And I put the rind that I put it in the trash when I took the trash out because I didn't want it in here smelling and bringing, the friends around. And so I took that out, and then I came out to the back and got that red It was a dish pan, actually, that I used to wash dishes in way back when. And then I used it for a plant that I had, a house plant. And then the house plant, sort of died down. There was only like 2 leaves left. And so it's been out there ever since they came to put the floor in. And I've got a lamp out there that's been out there ever since they put the floor in. And I said I was going to order another lamp. But I said, do I really need a lamp in my bedroom? I do have one in there. But it's on the other side, the other side of the bed. But the side of the bed that I use the most, that's where I need the lamp. Or that's where I used to keep the lamp. But I got flashlights and little lights, anything I want to see. I don't, really be looking at anything in the bedroom at night. Not really. And so I really am not no hurry to get a lamp. But I did see someone on the YouTube that had a lamp that I liked. I forgot who it was now. I don't even know if the lamp is on Amazon or not. But, it's not a big lamp. It's just like, it almost looks like a desk lamp. I would know it if I could see it, and if I could see it, I could probably describe it to you better. But it looks like it should be used for a desk, but I think she had it in her bedroom. I think she had 2 of them. I'm not sure. I can't remember now. But I know I like that lamp. And so I said if I get one, it's going to be, whatever I get, it's going to be something small, y'all. It's not going to be nothing big. No, we can't deal with all this clutter. No, we can't. That's what we're trying to do. And up there, like I said, I was going to have a tag sale, but I think it's a little too hot. It's got to be a good day, a nice day to have a tag sale. I mean, when it's not all humid and, hot and stuff. And so I said I was going to do that today. I was going to take that stuff out of those cabinets and transfer my food, the canned goods and stuff I got in there in the bedroom and all that blah, blah on that shelf. I could put all that in here, which is not all food. I got a variety of things on that shelf, especially at the bottom down there, And, but I did have a brainstorm, y'all. I'm finally getting back to my breathing. I still ain't breathing correctly. So I guess I just I'll sit down and oh, shoot. Always dropping something. I guess I gotta sit down and relax. I don't know why I'm saving this. I think this is about gone. This thing right here. This is not the cup. Yeah, a little bit in there. I thought it was gone. No, I guess there's still some in there. That's that bright red one. That's this one. And this is the one I had on before that. And this is the one that make it look like I got greasy lips. But I love the smell. It smells just like grapes. It really do. You could close your eyes and know, okay, this is great. Yeah. And I said, I've been cleaning up a little bit, trying to get things in order. But my bag is so full over here of bottles. Look at that. It looks like I'm going to have to drag another bag out. And then not only are bottles down there, because I've been drinking a lot of water, because it's summer, summer is out there. And I even got bottles in here. I got 2 in here. Because that's another thing I had planned to do. I was planning to get up and get started early. I like to do things early. And take the bottles back. And so I figured, okay, these right here, that's down here on the floor, I could take those and put those in the basket and just carry the bag because I can't get any more in the bag. Oh, I got plans. Oh, yeah. I had it all figured out. Just like a map, y'all. I knew what was coming next. Ain't nothing happened except one thing I did do is take that trash out. Yes, I did. And I'm not changing my sheets today. I usually change my sheets on Monday, try to anyway. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing anything. That's that. I'm not even going to cook because I didn't take anything out. And so I guess I'll have a tuna fish sandwich for dinner. Or either I haven't used the sausage yet. So I might use my little frying pan just to my new little electric frying pan, and just make just enough sausage to make a sandwich. Or either, I like sausage and corn, so I might have the corn. That's what I said the other day, but I never did have it, so I still got it in here. It's like one of those days when you don't feel like cooking, you should always have a backup meal. Something that's very, very simple. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to start me another channel, y'all, about cooking. Like cooking for me. Maybe, just cooking for one person. And I think I got that one down to a science because I stopped. Well, very seldom I have a whole lot of food. I don't have a whole lot of food to throw away because I know how to cook. Basically, when I'm cooking, if I want to cook enough for 2 days, I'll do that. Or 3 days. Okay, I got that figured out. You do it. You just cook enough for 3 days, and that's it. After the 3 days, you're done. If you want just enough for 1 day, I got that. I do this. I do it all, y'all. Hope nobody don't steal my idea. Cooking for one. If I see it over there, somebody say it, I'm going to say they are a copycat. There's a lot of that going on up here on YouTube, y'all. Copycat. I got my idea from somebody else, or, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on up here. And I'm telling you, a whole bunch of stuff went on over the weekend, y'all. What about the people that got shot in the church? I felt so bad. And then, the Texas thing, and it's just been too much. And then now they're saying something about something happening under the Gulf. I don't know if it's the Gulf of Mexico, but in the sea, I think the beaches are banned. People are banned from the beaches because it's so dangerous. They're telling people they got to move out the area. I don't know. I was half asleep when I was listening to that. As a matter of fact, I just thought about it just now. And I got to go back and see if I can find it so I can read up on that. Because, I'm beginning to think that half the stuff, since this AI thing came, half that stuff on YouTube, you don't know if you can believe it or not. I want something that I can believe. Don't, try to swindle me into believing something that's not real. That's just like scatterbrain. Scatterbrain your brain, making you, what? Was that real? Did I see that for real? And I think back the time when I thought the shark had busted through the tank. I thought that was so real. I think that was last year. I made it on a video. But this AI thing is taking out too much, and now they got a robot that looks like a human being. I said, are they really cloning people? That's what they say happened to Jamie Foxx. I don't know, y'all. Let me stop talking about something that I don't know about. Let me just stick to my aquarium. I know this is not fake, okay? I know that's not, well, I don't think it's fake. I don't know. But I see some people diving down there in the deep blue sea. Sometimes I wonder about that. And you know what else I'd be wondering about? I think I said that before too. Did man actually go to the moon? Some say no. They ain't been nowhere. Landed somewhere over there in the heartland to make it look like they were on the moon. I don't believe that crap. Excuse me, y'all, but I tell you nothing but the truth. I believed it all these years, and I had newspaper clippings of when they walked on the moon, and then when he stepped out, one giant leap. What was it? One giant leap for mankind or something. I forgot what he said now. But I used to have that newspaper clipping. I had the clippings of the astronauts that went out there and their wives. And it was just a whole bunch of stuff in the newspaper. This was before the internet, was like it is today. So newspaper was it. You get the newspaper delivered to your doorstep. And I had all these, because I had a scrapbook. Actually, my daughter I think she was looking for something to talk about on a project they were having in school. I think she was maybe in the fifth grade or sixth grade. And I suggested her to take that and show the pictures. You know, she had to make up her own whatever she was going to say. But I was just saying, you know, you could show the pictures of how the man walked on the moon and the landing and all that. And so, and she actually did it. She got a great grade on it, y'all. I think she pulled an A with that one. Because the kids were like, you know, you had to get them to talk about it. And, well, she got them talking about her, you know, not the whole class, didn't have to. But anyway, and I think she brought home an A with that one. Yeah. And after that, after I gave that, there still might be some pictures in there because all my pictures after that seemed like they got lost. Because we did a lot of moving, you know, moving out of state, moving from here to here. When I was married, like I said before, we moved every 2 years. Hey, the kids couldn't even really make friends because we moved so much. Every 2 years, and this is a fact. This is a fact. And then finally, after we came back from New Jersey, we stayed in New Jersey for 2 years. We came back from New Jersey, and we moved in one apartment. We stayed in that one apartment for 10 years. That's the longest we ever stayed in an apartment while we were married was 10 years. And we was married for 29. Go figure. And we moved all the way out of state. And then we came back to Connecticut. Then he wanted to move back again. I said, I didn't want to move to New Jersey again. I didn't like New Jersey. But that's not the subject here, y'all. And I got to stop jibber-jabbing. There's always something going on, I'm telling you, out there, y'all. It make me stop in midair when I'm talking. And then another thing about this AI thing. They claim that they seen the angels and Michael, the Gabriel, who blows the trumpet? Is it Michael's trumpet in the Bible? I forgot who it is, blow the trumpet. They hear that, they seen the visions in the sky. And come on, y'all. What is it, true or false? Just put it down in the comment. True or false? Put a T for true, F for false. I don't know what to believe anymore. AI got me confused. Oh, there's David Ruffin. Let me see what he's singing. Wait a minute. Oh, they took him off. I think it's like a documentary of you know, his drugs, all those temptations they went, you know. I think most of them was drugs except the founder of the Temptation, Otis. I don't think he was I think he was drug free. But this is I think is David Ruffin's abandoned house. David Ruffin had a gay lover. He had some children. I didn't know that. I really did. But anyway, I'm going to watch this later on. It's on YouTube. I'll watch that later on. I've never seen that one before. Give me something to do in the afternoon besides playing games. Because I've been playing games already, y'all. I was playing the word search, or not word search, Hidden Object. That's my favorite, one of my favorite games to play. Hidden Object. And so I was playing that for a while before I took the trash out. And another thing, you know what? Another thing they're talking about up here on this YouTube, JonBenét Ramsey. And they claim they found the solution to the problem. One day they got it figured out. The next day they think it's the mother that did it. The next day they think it's the son that did it. Do they really know who did it? And then they had some people that came forward. I thought there was just one man that came forward that claimed that he had done it. But then they said there was another one that, you know, claimed that he had done it. That's the unsolved mystery, y'all, right there, that JonBenét Ramsey case. She would have been like, what, 36 or 37 years old today. because she was about the same age, I think, as my son. Yeah. And they've been having that. The reason I brought that up, because she's at the bottom right here where David Ruffin is. Right there. There she is. That's on first 48. They documented her story. But they had a lot about her up there for the last couple of weeks. And I don't know why suddenly they got so much up there. But her son, he was on, I think, Dr. Phil. And everybody thought it was him. He was 9 years old. But you know, one thing that stood out to me, I'm not going to get into that, y'all, because it's too deep, because it's, too deep for my mind, and probably a lot of other people wondering the same thing that I'm wondering. What really happened to this child? But they say that the son's fingerprints were found on that bowl of pineapple that was in that kitchen. They found his fingerprints on that bowl. That's what they say. And on that note, when y'all solve that mystery, let me know. And don't forget, put an F in the comments for false and put a T in the comments for true. I could use some thumbs up too, y'all. And on that note, I go with love. I'll see you again soon.